What if the right words could help you close more deals? Let's say you're in sales. Or the right words could help you build stronger relationships with your clients. Another way to think about this, or another question, are you struggling to find the right words in English during crucial sales conversations? We're going to answer these two questions and give you many more insights today in today's session. And so, welcome everyone and good day to all. This is another learning session from Business English Success Strategies, a part of Mastering English Communications. Our purpose is to use our years of experience in TEFL and ESL to help you master English communications by providing tips, strategies, and lessons to improve your spoken business English. Today's session covers elevate your sales game with key English phrases. Even though all of our sessions are designed for intermediate and advanced non-native English speakers who want to improve their business English as well as their social conversation skills for their professional growth, everyone is welcome. We will provide vocabulary, grammar, and practical tips. And also the format of the lesson is to define a term or a situation and present it in a real world example format. Alrighty, enough introduction. Now let's get started. So what's the question? We're looking at what is the power of communication in sales. We're looking at how are we going to unlock sales success through effective dialogue. So let's think of it this way. Effective communication can elevate your sales by roughly 25%. This is not me talking, these are various studies. Some of them will have slightly different percentages, but on average we're talking about 25% or so. So reflect on your confidence. Improving it is the first step towards closing more deals. And so you really want to ask yourself, are you really interested in closing more deals by improving your confidence and execution? Let's understand our confidence level. What is it? All right. Because we have to build our sales confidence. So let's think about four things here. We have to address uncertainty. So we need to recognize feelings of uncertainty in sales communication. Perfectly normal, particularly when you're beginning in your career. As you go on, you will have more confidence, but you still will have what we call in English butterflies in your stomach when you have to perform in your role as salesperson, sales manager, director of sales, what have you. Self-reflection. When you're communicating in sales and you're with an audience or in front of an audience, at some point you want to prompt the audience to consider their experiences. This is your way of connecting, right? So you remember that. Prompt the audience to consider their experiences. You want to build an emotional connection. So you want to highlight shared struggles in sales conversations. It could be something where you're sharing how you might be a top salesperson or a top sales management person, and you want to share a little bit of your struggle to get there because maybe your audience are beginning salespeople or salespeople who are looking to get to the next level or beyond. If you're a client, you might want to share some of yourself in a way that will reinforce how you position the product or the service you're selling to them. And then a foundation for growth. Set the stage for improving your communication skills. And part of this session, you will hear me refer to communication and sales, and you feel like I'm talking about the same thing because I am. If you're doing all the talking as a salesperson, you're losing. If you're communicating and you're actively listening, you're winning. So transitioning to confidence. Obviously, communication, I've just mentioned it. That's going to be the massive key, the big key to boosting sales performance, along with understanding your product or service, etc. The impact on sales, I mentioned. Effective phrases. And I want you to stay with me till the end because I have a bonus that I think you will find particularly useful. There's a little bonus. There's no cost that you might find useful, and I will have more of that bonus to share. I'll expand on it. All right. Addressing uncertainty, recognizing common fears in the sales process, but recognizing that and understanding that and communicating about that in your business English. And of course, the journey to confidence, moving from doubt to assured communication. As a person who has been in a sales role and in a sales management role, I will tell you that you certainly will have doubts, but as you become more skilled in your profession, you will move towards assured communication, and that assurance and confidence will come from preparation and practice. Preparing for strategies, setting the stage for detailed techniques ahead of you. So now the introduction. So if you're finding this useful, this session useful so far, and what we're sharing and what we're going to share, please do us a favor and give us a like. It helps us with the algorithm. So welcome back. All right? Get ready to elevate your sales game. You will see more videos from us in the future on sales game, but we're going to now look at some phrases that will help transform your sales approach, help you create connections, close deals, and be confident in a newly found way. We first need to recognize the power of words in business. Right? These are our sales tools. So first you want to continue the journey of mastering business English, to study and understand the vocabulary and grammar. It's going to be essential. You want to connect effectively with the clients. And you want to put yourself in a position where your language enhances your sales techniques so that you can close deals confidently. Right? You're going to have stronger client relationships because you are transforming your language. And then leverage your language for sales growth because that is going to be your best asset. So first you have to identify crucial phrases that will transform you into a persuasive communicator, elevating your sales interactions and empowering you to close deals with confidence. So let's take a look. Common language barriers. What you want to do is identify frequent challenges in sales communication and frequent challenges that your client base will likely have. You want to understand how misunderstandings can affect business opportunities and improve upon them. Even if you're speaking the same language, you can miscommunicate. So it's even more important when you're a non-native speaker of the language you're using in your business, in this case English. Understanding high stakes pressure. Of course you're going to feel pressure. Deals are important. Business is important. So you want to acknowledge the stress of speaking in sales meetings. And by acknowledging the stress, you lessen the stress because you understand what it is and you're dealing with it. And then recognizing challenges. Recognize those barriers to move towards an effective solution and then towards closing the deal. If you don't do this, then there's a cost to miscommunication. You have a cost, let's say as a salesperson or as a manager of a group, you have a sales quota. So the cost is, of course, you're not meeting your quota, or if your goal is actually to meet it and exceed the quota, you certainly are not doing that. And also, if you do that consistently in terms of missing your quota, as we called it in the sales business, missing your numbers, then you likely will be replaced and your career will be stalled, or maybe you will have to go into a whole different career. So you want to actually start to collect um, powerful phrases that will help you transform sales interactions. You want to collect them. There are many of them, and you want to actually practice them so that they will be part of the natural conversation you will have as you move forward in your sales career. Let's look at exploration and development. All right. Greeting is important. It sets the tone for your interactions. Positive, upbeat, natural. These are all part of the greeting. Properly introducing yourself, letting people know who you are and what your role is in the scenario. Right? For instance, a key phrase in this case might be, "Hey, it's great to finally meet you." Whether you're meeting the person eyeball to eyeball, as we say, for the first time, it doesn't matter. You're actually giving them a sense that, first off, you remember who they are, you know who they are, but you start to set the stage. This is particularly important if you're doing business with U.S. companies and from an English-speaking perspective. It sets up a little closer connection. It starts to help you build rapport, right? Which then leads to trust and openness in conversations. So these initial moments are extremely important. You only get one chance to make a first impression, as we say. Then presenting your product effectively, right? So you want to tailor your communication of your product to the client or the group you're speaking with. So you want to utilize phrases that resonate with your customers' needs. You want to foster connections that will lead to much more impactful sales experiences. So once again, I remind you, collect the phrases that you feel that you will need and in your experience have been coming up, right? Make sure you understand how to use them and insert them into your conversations and communication. There will always be objections before closing a deal, right? There might be some strange circumstances where there aren't, but even where it appears that they aren't, you've actually overcome objections to get to this a smooth closing where there appears to be no objections. You want to acknowledge your customer concerns, so once again, have your phrases ready. To show empathy and understanding, right? You want to have a collaborative atmosphere where you're working together as partners. You want to encourage this open dialogue and partnership with clients. And then you want to have decisive closing phrases. So it may be one, it may be more than one. But a very good sample here is after you've gone through the steps of building trust, understanding the application of what the client's concerns are, having a collaborative atmosphere where you're working together to solve the issues, you may use a phrase such as, "Are you ready to take the next step?" It certainly will prompt action, and if they're not, you can discuss at this point if there are additional issues that need to be addressed, right? But you want to have that closing phrase, and I don't like to necessarily use it because it sounds like there's something artificial, but really you want to stimulate and trigger this. We've reached the point now where I believe we're ready to take the next step. So are you ready to take the next step? This will prompt action and interaction, right? And you will have, of course, guided your client properly towards this decision, which of course we hope will be yes. Let's look at some key moments. The power of phrasing in sales. Right? Transformative phrases, impactful phrases can change sales interactions. Now the key to remember is, I'm not peppering this with a lot of phrases at this point. It's better that you understand why you're using the phrases, some of the situations you might use the phrases in, because your business is distinct. and you will have to understand what those phrases are in the specific sense. So when I refer to phrases here, they will be general, but that is to give you the idea of what you're going to need. You want to instill some urgency. There needs to be something that says to the client, because this is important to you and because I can help you, or my service or my product can help you, your business, achieve its goals, let's move quickly, right? Because there may be some form of urgency to it that may be around installing or taking something out or providing. So it all depends on what your business is. Right? Using the right phrases also enhance client trust and assurance. And when I say using the right phrases, using the right phrases in the right places. This is why extensive sales training is so useful. Use attention-grabbing language. Catch your client's attention with compelling phrases that always lead back to how whatever you are discussing or communicating can be helpful to them. Right? And then influencing outcomes. Right? Your language and your ability to use the language significantly affects deal closures. Empathy is important. You want to use empathy as the foundation for trust and sales success. It tells your audience and your client that you understand what they're going through and you are speaking to that. So you want to use phrases like, I understand your concerns, to create rapport. Once again, it needs to be tailored to your client, to your industry, to your business. This will help to generate trust and lead to smoother conversations that close deals. And of course, as with anything that's important, and that is part of a journey, you will have to make small adjustments for that big impact. Subtle language adjustments, minor changes that address the specific nature of your client's needs and the offering that you have and or their business/industry. Phrasing matters. How you say something influences clients' reactions. Saying how you say something, the tone you put to it, the timing of it is critical. Impact on closing deals. Effective phrases can lead to successful negotiations. Recognize word potential. Understand the power of your language in sales. Enhancing sales effectiveness. Strategies to improve client interactions through language. Now, to sum up, here's some key takeaways. Greeting clients. Start your conversations with engaging greetings. And if you have certainly a meeting, you want to make sure everyone understands who everyone is that is participating in the meeting. Handling objections. Use phrases to address client concerns effectively. Closing deals. Employ key phrases to finalize sales confidently. Building relationships. Enhance interactions through your effective communication. People are people at the end of the day, and they want to have a feeling of trust with the person that they're dealing with. Driving sales success. Apply learned phrases for improved sales outcomes. You want to practice your communication, right? So mastering phrases will transform conversations, boost confidence, and will drive success. But one of the ways you do this is by enhancing and practicing your general communication skills, and then of course the communication skills that you're going to use in your business activities. So some of that is formal training, some of that is informal training, some of that is shadowing, as I say, going along with more seasoned veterans and observing them. So let's look at what the call to action is. Right? Let's share phrases, in the comment section. Share phrases, but also you should have a group where you're practicing your communication. Um, English as a second language is not a solo activity. So you want to make sure that you're practicing with people. You can find these groups on LinkedIn that are specific to your needs. You can find them on Facebook. Certainly here in the United States, you will be able to use Meetup or groups such as Toastmasters International, which is international, in fact. Reflect on your experiences. Foster community discussions. And encourage people to engage with one another. Okay, your voice matters, right? So share your experiences and phrases, both in the comments section if you feel compelled, and of course in the group settings, and or if you're just practicing with one or two other people. And subscribe to our channel. We actually are going to be bringing you much more on sales and specific business activities across different industries such as technology, financial services, legal, health, etc. So this is a journey for us as well, and we're going to be providing things in this community format where we're going to deliver these video lessons, help you enhance your skills. So you sharing helps us to more fine-tune how we deliver what we deliver. And I said there was going to be a little bit of a bonus, and I have a few sales phrases. Once again, these are general, but you can modify them to your use. So here's one. I mentioned it before. It's great to finally meet you. So definition. This is a friendly greeting used when meeting someone in person for the first time after some type of prior communication, in writing, telephone call, what have you. An example is, hey, it's great to finally meet you. I've heard a lot about your company. Or you've heard a lot about them. Whatever it might be, you're signaling that you have interest in them and you know a little bit, and you're inviting them to share a bit more. Number two, how can I help you today? Polite way to start a conversation by offering assistance. Right? How can I help you today? I'm here to answer any questions you might have. Certainly you can use this in a store setting, but you also can modify this in a business setting, right? You start the meeting. So how can we help you? Explain to us what your application is. Right? We're here to answer any questions you might have, so we can start the process of seeing what the solution is. That's just a very simple example of the conversation right there. Number three, this product is tailored to your needs. Definition. Emphasizes that the product or service has been designed specifically for the customer's requirements. Example, this product is tailored to your needs, making it the perfect solution for your business or your client's business, etc. You position it however the framing makes sense for the conversation that you're having. And just two more. Let me walk you through the features. Definition, a phrase used to guide someone step by step through the details or functions of a product. Example, let me walk you through the features so you can see how it benefits your team. And then lastly, what are your main priorities right now? Definition, a question to understand the customer's current focus or needs. Their current focus could be to acquire your product or service to satisfy their customers' needs. Right? You never know what the scenario is. Example, what are your main priorities right now? This will help me suggest the best options for you. Notice all of these phrases is all about them. It's all about the client, all about understanding, making them feel comfortable, building rapport, and understanding more. Okay, so that brings us to the end for today. If you found this content useful, then please like, subscribe, and share this video. We're going to be bringing more content such as this, as I mentioned before, not only for sales but for other areas of business. So certainly use that notification bell so that you will know when we post new content. Alrighty, that's all for today. See you next time as we continue our linguistic adventure.